to the 1940s, a decade defined by global upheaval, and in Africa, by a profound and systemic resistance to girls' education. In the gender hierarchy of the time, the education of a son was viewed as a long-term investment, while the education of a daughter was often seen as a sunken cost. Then over the years, there was a pervasive fear that education will alienate Mampohima for powerful traditional was viewed as a threat to the established patriarchal order. That's Nana Che. The women who entered St. Monica's classroom in the 1940s and the 50s were not just students. They and their parents were revolutionaries. They navigated miles of physical terrain, mountains of social disapproval to claim their right to think. And we stand on their shoulders today. The true power of educating a woman lies in the multiplier effect, as Dr. Pedri Agui rightly put it, and it has just been quoted for us. If you educate a man, you educate an individual. But when you educate a woman, you educate a nation. When we look back at the 88-year arc of this mission, we see a clear biological and social inheritance of success. The generation of the 1940s broke the soil. They became the primary teachers of the 1950s. The nurses of the 1970s. The civil servants of the 80s. Because they were educated, they made it an absolute requirement that their children, including their daughters, not only complete primary school, but also attend universities. And we see evidence of that today. Honorable guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we mark 80 years of unwavering commitment to girls' empowerment, we would like to thank all stakeholders who have made this possible for this monumental milestone. This journey, however, has not been smooth. This journey has, however, not been smooth. And I agree with Dr. Izek when he said that at that time, St. Monica's Prempeh College used to be our people. Yes, it was during our time. Even though for our older generations, it was Adesado. Yes, and we are here. We are right back in their arms. So the seeds that were sown in the 1940s, which were actively watered and started bearing fruits, were choked by limited access to the school due to poor roads. So when they say St. Monica's is the number one, we were number one. And it's unfortunate that the Minister of Education has left. Because we were never a grade B school. We were never a category B school. And the first time I heard that, I fought it with all my might. Because the only way, I do not know the criteria, but the infrastructure, everything that was laid there was a category A, way beyond all the people they call category A. But if for some reason the roads to the school are not good, so the people in Accra and the people in Kumasi are not able able to send their school, you do not further lower us to a category B, so that when people want to send their children to St. Monica's, you open the sheet and the Ghana Education Service and the Ministry of Education tells you the school is a category B. I did not know that until I was filling the form for my daughter, and I was so angry. And we took a decision and we fought. And I called the board and we fought. And the board of Anglican fought. The board of the nuns fought. The silver school of nuns fought. The board chair and their people fought. And the generation of women the school has produced fought. And we are back in our place. St. Monica's, just when they allow people to choose St. Monica's, we are now producing people who will be #1 candidate for the whole West Africa in literature. So the lowering of our standards was just by Ghana Higher Service, not because the school was lower. And the Ghana Education Service and the Ghana Ministry of Education, I'm always talking here. So we were never a category B school. And in some years we will seek our apologies. And that is why when we couldn't come to Kumasi, and after some time when they started bringing some users to pay, that is when Prempeh College started looking elsewhere. But thank God they looked elsewhere because we are back to our history. We are back. Say we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. And we are going to show people that we are the first girls' school in the northern sector. We are back. That's for us gathered here today. These 18 years of girls' education are not just a measure of time. They are a chronicle of courage and hard work, a testimony to resilience, and a legacy of visionary actions. We have worked tirelessly to dismantle barriers, whether cultural, economic, or institutional. Nanache, the stories of this generation of empowered women who dare to dream big and push boundaries serve as our inspiration and a blueprint for the future. To the students here today, you are the living dividends of an 80-year investment. You carry the aspirations of the women of the 1950s, who could only wonder what lay beyond the horizon of their lives. You are that horizon, and truly, the way they sang today made me feel like the future is bright. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, through the core values of creativity, assertiveness, accountability, religiosity, and discipline, which are core values, the school has produced eminent women of substance who are found in diverse fields, including academia, politics, chieftaincy, health, business, entrepreneurship, judiciary, great, awesome wives, managing and mentors. Women who have made and continue to make a significant impact in their fields of work to affect their society and generation positively. Nanache, may I illustrate this long talk with stories since we are on the KNUST campus. As you've heard, and you've heard her greetings, St. Monica Senior High School laid the foundation for the first female vice chancellor of the KNUST, Professor who incorporates her religious training into her strong leadership skills, raising strong daughters and guiding men mentoring many women on campus here. The other one is this young girl from Ashtown, daughter of parents with limited educational background, who entered the gates of St. Monica's High School, was guided by some of her teachers on her next step in education, 6th form school to choose where to go afterwards, some wild discussions, and now stand before you as a keynote address. Well, this is transforming lives. And I have been transformed, and I am grateful. So we celebrate 80 years of girls' empowerment. We must acknowledge that the empowerment we speak of is not a destination reached, but a flame that must be tended. Distinguished, there is the challenge of the 1940s, which were access and permission, have evolved into the challenges of the 2020s, which are parity and power. It is no longer enough for girls to be in the classrooms. They must be in the laboratories, partnering with their male counterparts. I'm not saying running in front of them. If we do that, we won't get anyone to marry. So we will be partners. We don't want to run ahead. But we shouldn't stay behind. We have to be there as architects of our digital infrastructure and authors of our laws in the years ahead. So as we mark this 80 years, I call on all stakeholders to support the board, the management, and the old Students Association in unveiling our 80th anniversary project, this ultra-modern ICT and library complex, to promote girls' education. With our support, we can complete this project and present it to the school as the cake for the royal celebration in November. The aim of the Board of Governors and the management is to boost digital skill research for the girls, expand access to learning resources and their applications, and I mean applications, not just book, and prepare this generation for a tech-driven future. My second appeal, Nana Chair, please, I humbly ask that you send this to Nana Ibrahim to be taken to Nana, to that Segre or Sebu to the pay, our newly installed Mount Community. Having ascended the silver anniversary, ask, humbly, today it is an undeniable and the backbone of our continent's future. In the lives of young women, commit to leaving a legacy. Our management and sponsor over. God bless Monica for her spirit, each for all. And all for God. Thank you so much, the keynote speaker, Dr. Phyllis Media. We appreciate Nana, and what is Monica's name? So please, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Nana Ouswa also Nana Ouswa the third. As well as so many, a sound say you can't imagine Nana Akaba. We also have in our midst Nana Kwesi Opon, Kumasi Social Supiko, Nana Akaba. They didn't come just by themselves, of course, they are being supported by lovely able women. And please, we would like to also acknowledge the presence of ordinary Dupia Jama Obipiaba and one of our very Nana Akaba. We also have with her Nana Kosianyama,
Nana Kosia and the Achima, and still a John Hima. We also want to acknowledge in our midst the Executive Secretary for the National Media Committee. He is in the person of Mr. George Sapon. And so thank you so much. Yes, acknowledge the presence of Auntie Benedicta Bewaji. Auntie Benedicta, 1986. Yes, thank you so much, Auntie, for coming. We really appreciate you being with us. We also want to acknowledge the presence of Mrs. Doris Gamble, Smosa, 1986. She is the Chief Executive Officer of King's Hotel. Thank you so much, Auntie Doris. Let's see you. Very beautiful. Yes. Please, if you want a place to sleep, go to King's Hotel. Simple and straight.
Okay, we also have in our midst Mr. David Asopar.
King's Villanova Hotel is a 5-star hotel.
Where is it located? I'm not sure. So, I'm the name TV. I'm not sure.
But please get on. You will type King's Villanova Hotel. It will take you to the place. Simple.
Okay, so I have the pleasure to acknowledge the presence of Mr. David Asopar Apomia. Mr. David Asopar Apomia is the complex board chairman of St. Monica's SHS. So we are welcome. And you also the district director, Ghana Education Service of 4 years for your welcome. We also have in our midst Mr. Okotecheku. Okotecheku is the regional manager, Anglican Education Unit, Kumasi. You are welcome. We also have Mother Lillian Obila. She is in she has Mankomidriki. Sorry, Mankomidriki. We also have William Okepu. Mr. William Okepu. He is the administrator of Mankomidriki. Since they are part of the complex, we decided to come and
thank you for grace.
And then we have Sister Stella Teti Ampiam. She is a tutor at Mankomidriki. Mama, you are welcome. We also have in our midst Honorable Abdullahi Sumana. Correct pronunciation. Mr. Emmanuel Amampa. Honorable Abdullahi is a procurement officer. Emmanuel Amampa, registrar from St. Monica's College of Education. All these personalities are from St. Monica's College of Education. And then we have Emma Poku Ajman. She is a lecturer. You are very welcome. And then Hilda Banye, the new Juju, Madam Hilda. She is the administrator of St. Monica's College of Education. Ladies and gentlemen, you are witnessing a live coverage of the 80th anniversary launch of the first girls' school in the knowledge sector, St. Monica's Senior High School. If you have not been acknowledged officially, I want to be with you. It is not a deliberate action. We will soon acknowledge your presence. Thank you so much.
Yes, and we still have more acknowledgements to go. And I also let you know that we started from somewhere before we got to this particular place. And so we'll be showing you where the journey of St. Monica started from very soon. But before I do that, please help me welcome also he's the director of Hello He Came with Dr. Bernice Enyonam Akwalu. But please, where did you go to school? I want to give you an honorary here, you. Where? St. Louis. St. Louis. If it was just a father, I can say that. But St. Louis there, you are let it pass. So that's Dr. Bernice Enyonam Akwalu, Medical Officer, University Health Services. We also have in our midst Madam Alberta Asari. Madam Alberta Asari, Smosa, 1993, and she is the manager for Advanced Savings and Loans. Auntie Alberta, thank you so much. Thank you. What's my left there? Advanced Savings and Loans. And you got the checkbooks there. Thank you very much. And so, like I said, we have a story to tell. The story of where we began from and where we have gotten to. And so we'd like to have the gentleman come over and give us this very short documentary that we have done for St. Monica Senior High School. Want to tell you where the sisters or the nuns did the job and got to, of course, when they laid it up to the Ghanaians for Cape Coast, that's in the central region, one there. And there's a particular reason why it didn't stay there. Yes, I mean, the central region was getting choked. We had to bring something amazing, something great also to the Ashanti region. And so we did that, and they got this huge land for St. Monica's to actually exist today for 80 solid years. It's not a mean or less achievement at all. We have done so much, and so I think we need to be proud of ourselves as old girls, as teachers, as staff, as management, and get to experience everything that the school has done, especially every particular year. And I think the answer is very, very simple. We cherish the work that is being done on campus. Pass through the school, of course, they will be given this huge testimony, and that is the reason why we actually, so that we all know. This year is the we're talking of 1936. Waiting for that reaction. We're talking of 1946, 1956, 1966, 1976, 1986, 1996, of course, 2006, 2016, and to the last year. Of course, the rest of us are going to support them, and so we are always happy and proud to do our version to actually support the school, grow the school, and make the school a bigger and a better place. And so this year is the 8th year. It's going to be massive. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be like that never before. And so wherever you are, your friends or your sisters who are home and abroad, let us continue to spread the news. Let them know that this is what is happening. St. Monica's is 80 years, and there's no better way to celebrate it, of course, than to go back to campus, go back to where everything started and everything ended, and of course, give back to the school in enormous and amazing ways. I know we all do that. I'm not about ourselves.
So, the technicians are still working on the documentary, and then we can't sit here just like that. And so, if the cultural troupe, so after this, the cultural troupe is
St. Amonoo-Beizer School. Will be extended to the Ashanti region, with the Honorable Foreign Affairs and First, and Montpellier, Okoshare, assembled to the first regions including St. Monica's Teacher Training, St. Monica's Primary and Middle School, Bishop Road School, and Maternity Hospital, Training College, and Babies Home. Finally, in 1946, St. Monica's Secondary School. The name of the school was St. Monica, Africa's first female saint, a woman whose perseverance and prayer shaped history. The first mistress, Sister Mabel, laid the foundation from 1946 to 1978, transforming the school into a vibrant, multicultural space where students from across Ghana learn not just academics, but culture and confidence. By the 1950s and 60s, and the Sister Francis there, the school flourished. The secondary school was finally separated from the training college, staff and improved, and academic excellence became the standard. As Professor Mary Adi and Odo once said, St. Monica's was one of the finest schools in the country. In 1969, She strengthened science education and prepared the school for a new chapter. In 1975, the nuns made history of all infrastructure, in houses, science blogs. There is a story of nuns symbolizing faith when the path was unclear. Their motto still echoes today. Each for all, and all from God. A call to service, a call to unity, and a call to sacrifice. From a small sign on the highway to a bigger restaurant, St. Monica's Secondary School stands as a testimony to what faith, vision, and dedication can achieve. Let us bravely fight the battle. Let us pass to those who follow the long white torch of liberty. May the light lit by the age nuns never but shine brighter now and forever.
Okay, it is now time for us to launch our.
Okay, so before we do the launch, our honorable MC for Pro would want to take leave of us. He has other very important cabinet business that he needs to attend to. And so if you do not see him again, then just know that he's out to go and fulfill other duties. And so, honorable, and pointable, but I'll still come to the opportunity to explain. Thank you very much, honorable, for representing the Ashanti Minister, Dr. Frank. You can have a
It's time for us to launch the 80th anniversary and unveil the 80th anniversary project. And so I have the pleasure to invite Most Reverend Professor Emeritus Daniel Ikasafo and his on track. Please let's welcome them up. Right Reverend Oscar Christian Amwa, and the architect, site engineer Elvis Bode.
Each for all protocol duly and respectfully observed. Nobody can sound fantastic. I was appointed in Chapel 1980 by Bishop Parker. So I thought I met the sisters where good then. In fact, I learned a lot from Simonic correspondence of the sisters. I was sitting at the senior high school. This one was my head mistress. The private is outside the country. I want to deputize on his behalf to do the work. On behalf of the private, the bishops, the clergy and the noble faithful of the Anglican Church, I give all the blessings to the 80th anniversary of St. Monica's Senior High School. So we, therefore, duly launch the 80th anniversary of St. Monica's Senior High School in the name of the Father, the Son,